Today, we're going to tackle one of life's biggest questions, one we've all thought about. What's the real story when it comes to money and happiness? Because the answer, well, it's a lot more interesting than you might think. All right, let's just dive right in. This is the age-old question, isn't it? Does money actually buy happiness? Can you literally purchase a more joyful life? You know the saying. We've all heard it a million times. It sounds nice, but is it really true? Well, the reality is way more complicated. Pretending money has zero effect on our happiness is just as silly as saying it's the only thing that matters. So, to really get this, we've got to break it down. The very first thing money does for our well-being isn't about adding joy. It's about subtracting pain. It's about buying us some relief. Just look at the contrast here. On the one hand, you have that constant heavy weight of financial strain. The piled up bills, the constant worry, where a flat tire isn't just an inconvenience, it's a full-blown crisis. But then, look at the other side. Financial security just lifts that burden. It doesn't solve every problem in your life, of course not, but it covers the basics, it dials down that nonstop nagging anxiety, and it gives you a solid foundation to actually start building a happy life. And that's the absolute key. Money's number one job, its most powerful effect, is to act as a buffer, a shield against stress. It buys you peace of mind long before it ever buys you a moment of pure joy. Okay, so once that foundation is set, once that anxiety is managed, what's next? Well, this is where it gets really good. Money starts to offer something else, something incredibly valuable. It starts unlocking your freedom. And this is what that freedom actually looks like. It's having the choice to stay in a job you love, even if another one pays more. It's having the power to walk away from a toxic boss. It's the ability to take a real break when you're burned out, or to just spend more quality time with your family. Ultimately, all of this adds up to feeling like you're in the driver's seat of your own life. And that feeling of control, it's a massive piece of the happiness puzzle. All right, so money can reduce stress and increase freedom. Great. But how you use that freedom, well, that makes all the difference. Which brings us to a really cool idea, the experience advantage. This breaks it down perfectly. When we buy stuff, a new phone, whatever, we get that quick hit of excitement, but it fades so fast, right? It can even get you stuck in that loop of always comparing and wanting more. But when you spend on experiences, a trip, learning something new, even just a great meal with friends, you're investing in something that lasts. You're creating memories, you're connecting with people, you're actually growing as a person. And this quote just says it all. You can be talking about and enjoying the memory of a great trip for years to come. That new gadget, it feels old in about a week. The value of an experience actually grows over time, while the thrill from a physical thing almost always fades away. But, and this is a huge but, it doesn't mean that more and more money just keeps making you happier and happier forever. There's a point of diminishing returns. You can think of it as the happiness ceiling. The main reason for this ceiling is a powerful psychological thing called hedonic adaptation. Basically, it's a fancy term that means we humans are just amazing at getting used to our circumstances. That big raise or that new house feels incredible at first, but then, very quickly, it just becomes the new normal, and your base level of happiness just kind of resets. And it's not just that we get used to things. There are a couple of other big traps. First, comparison. The minute you start looking at what everyone else has, you've lost, because there's always someone with more. And second, that higher income often comes with a hidden price. More responsibility, a ton more stress, and a much higher risk of burning out completely. And this really gets to the heart of it, the things that form the true foundation of a happy life. Strong relationships, your health, a sense of purpose. Those things simply don't have a price tag. Money can help you support them for sure, but it can never, ever replace them. So all of this leads to a really crucial shift in how we think. The best way to approach all this is to stop seeing money as the prize and start seeing it for what it really is, a tool. And if you remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. Money is a tool. It is not the destination. It's not the finish line. It's a resource that you can use to build the life you actually want to live. So here's a quick, practical guide on how to use that tool well. Step 1. Build that foundation of security. Get rid of the daily financial stress. Step 2. Use that stability to maximize your freedom and your choices. Step 3. Actively choose to spend on meaningful experiences over just buying more stuff. And 4, maybe the most important of all, use your resources to invest in your connections, in the people who make life truly worth living. So I'll leave you with this final question to chew on. It's not about how much you have, it's all about how you use it. So take a moment and ask yourself, honestly, is my money helping me build the life I actually want? Thanks for joining me for this one.
For more engaging topics like this one, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on future content with Vita Jeezy.